just like your kids. We text just like your kids. We learn. We even cook. We take selfies. We have hobbies. And we love sports. In every way, we are just like everyone else and enjoy the same things and live our lives every day, just like you do. So if you happen to meet us, treat us just like everyone else. Because at the end of the day,
we're just like you.
Living life with Down syndrome is simply living. To learn more about Down syndrome, call 727-2105. This message is brought to you by the Grand Bahama Down Syndrome Society.
It is important that you follow these 4 R's when taking your medications. Right drug. Remember that each medication is specific for each individual, and what may work for one person may not work for the other. Right dose. Taking more or less than what is prescribed by your provider may cause you to either run out of your pills faster, it may affect your kidneys or liver, and it may even worsen your medical condition. Right time. Taking medications when told ensures that you have enough medication in your body to fight off the illness you may have. Right way. If your medication calls for you to take it whole, with food, or at night only, please follow these directions as there may be side effects. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
Boy, you should see this cute little honey of a poodle I dating now, you know.
What, you with another girlfriend? Man, what happened to the last dog you was going out with?
Man, I had to dump her, but she's getting too clingy.
Well, I hope you protecting yourself.
Yeah, you see, I don't let none of them know where I live.
No, man, I don't mean so they don't find you. I mean getting yourself neutered so you don't have a little bunch of spots running all around.
Man, I ain't worry about that. I is man. I know what I doing.
Yeah, famous last words. Well, I guess you ain't hear what happened to Skippy, eh?
What? What happened to Skippy?
Well, let's just say he ain't skipping around no more. He ain't get himself neutered. Now he in the doghouse with a wife and 9 puppies.
Man, I gotta get myself neutered, but you know I like to run free.
Wait, ain't that your old girlfriend Fifi coming behind you?
Keep the stray dog population down in the Bahamas. Make sure your dog has been spayed or neutered. Let's make it Bahamian to be humane.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas Humane Society and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the family of a 4-year-old girl speaking out about her horrific death. A human rights activist calling for immediate child protection laws. And an Abaco parliamentarian shares plans on the revitalization of that island's tourism market. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. As the nation continues to express outrage over the horrific death of little Bella Smith, the Grand Bahama family of the little girl who died tragically in New Providence on Friday, speaking with our ZNS News about their fallen angel. Police say the 4-year-old was assaulted and later died in hospital. Bella lived with her father's family in Grand Bahama for some time before returning to her mother in New Providence. Our Jamila Mizik has tonight's top story.
It was a tragic story sending shockwaves on social media as the country learned of the death of 4-year-old Bella, who once lived right here in this quaint Pinders Point community.
Oh, Jesus. She didn't deserve this.
Our ZNS News team visited the family home of young Deonya Smith, affectionately known as Bella. Family members comforting each other, still saddened by the news. Bella's great-grandmother, Mary Grant, says the family has taken care of Bella since she was 2 weeks old, up until a few months ago when she went to New Providence to live with her mother.
The girl was so smart, man. You know what she used to do? She'll come in, Grammy, Papa cook? Well, Papa ain't cook. Papa ain't cook no breakfast? Oh, Lord, I says, no. Go ask him. I scared. You scared of your Papa? She'll go in the yard and she'll find the flower and she'll pick it, Mommy, Grammy. They say, Grammy, this one is for you.
Family member Stephanie Moss says she advised Bella's mother to give her to her father's family to take care of her.
She told me, she said, Alex's family wanted Bella, and if I think she should do it, and I told her, if you think you can't take care of your child, you can't support your child, then it's best you give your child a better life. I told her to sign everything and handle her to the family, but unfortunately, she didn't handle everything.
Cousin Shaniqua Marshall Thompson says when they found out the news, they were heartbroken.
And I start screaming and crying, and when I catch myself, I call my mommy and I start telling her, we shouldn't have sent Bella because they saying that Bella would die. And I said I should have kept Bella. She was saying, but you know what the mommy asked and saying she was doing so good. She got a job now. She could take care of Bella, and she already powered this and that. And she made it sound so promising that we said, okay, we would give her a chance for Bella to get to know her.
She says she feels like the community should have done more to protect Bella.
It's a sad situation, and it's sad like how Bella died. She didn't deserve it, because I ain't gonna never hear her say, "Hi, Janiqua, give me the gas of my scream. I want some candy." When you can't, I send the AJ on the beach. I ain't gonna hear that no more. That's my baby. That was my baby. Oh, Bella.
Now, our ZNS News team also spoke with Bella's father, Dino Smith, who says Bella was a happy, energetic, adventurous, playful child who was very full of life and love. He says Bella was his baby girl and he loved her more than anyone could ever imagine. He says she was his only daughter and he treasured her and always did his best to care for her. He says the horrific incident has left him extremely hurt and numb. Now, a Justice for Bella March has been planned for this Wednesday, November 10th at 4 p.m. at the Independence Park in Grants, Bahama. Persons participating are encouraged to wear the color pink. Jamila Misig, ZNS Network News.
Now also paying respects to the family this morning on behalf of Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis and the government was Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, Fred Mitchell.
It was appropriate and necessary for me to come by and formally express our concern, deep concern, about the disturbing incidents that transpired with regard to Bella, who was a young girl, sharp, had a great future ahead of her, and whose future has been plucked away and taken away. She was not in a position to be able to defend herself. And you feel in some senses that the society let her down.
Mitchell says that in the meantime, it is important for the community to support the family at this time.
Anything we can do to assist and help, we'll do. To encourage neighbors and friends to stand with the family in this difficult time, because that's the way to get through this. And then we have to apply what lessons we can from what has happened. There are always lessons to be learned so that something like this is not repeated. And it sounds to me like what we all ought to revisit is the idea that it takes a village to raise a child, and therefore neighbors and friends and family members ought to always be watching, because children cannot defend themselves and they have to be protected by the wider society.
The nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, issuing a statement on the death of 4-year-old Bella Smith. The release stating that, quote, "The thought of any child being harmed is deeply distressing. That a child should die in the circumstances being reported rightly stirs up the most profound feelings of disbelief, revulsion, and profound sadness. As we grieve with her family and do all that we can to ensure that justice is served, let us honor her memory. Let us find ways to cherish how she lived, that her name means more than just the way she died. Let us all do that we can to ensure that no other child suffers the same fate. It goes far beyond what our laws can achieve and to the very idea of who we are. There are those in every society whose transgressions defy comprehension. Our job is to do what is necessary to prevent it. Never again should this be allowed to happen. I pray God's mercies in this hour of national grief." End quote. Now, the Vice President of Human Rights Bahamas also weighing in on the horrific tragedy in the nation's capital. The longtime activist says that Bella's death must not go in vain, but rather cause more to be done in protecting young children. He is calling for strict laws to be put in place to prevent future tragedies. Vice President of Human Rights Bahamas, Joseph Darville, has been fighting for the rights of all humans for over 40 years now, and he says that he simply cannot wrap his mind nor heart around the horrific death of 4-year-old Bella Smith in the nation's capital. Darville says that he believes that children are far too easily abandoned and then abused in so many ways. As a school principal for over 20 years, he says he has heard a lot of heartbreaking stories and emphasizes that Bella's death must be a reawakening for the nation.
What I had to experience with children, being molested by, girls being molested by their mother's boyfriend or a friend and so on, or even by their own fathers. And we seem to cover it up too easily. And I don't know, I hate to say that this was allowed to happen by the divine to shock us, because that little angel, I could just feel the energy from her radiating over this country to say, I did not die in vain. Please look after your children.
Darville says that families must be cognizant of every aspect of the developmental stages of children and make sure that they want for nothing. Darville is also calling on the wider community to be a village and more aware.
Where I would estimate that we have 150,000 children at different ages who should be occupying our attention much more than we are doing now. We have certain institutions in the country, particularly in Nassau, we have social services, etc. But those institutions seem not to have their fingers sufficiently on the pulse of what is actually happening at the silent level in our country. And so we need to have a radiant light shined over our whole country to make sure that those precious angels, those jewels that we have in our country, that they are protected from birth all the way through their development stages.
He adds that he sadly believes that these acts of abuse are sometimes facilitated or covered up in the Bahamian society. He says parents and other trusted adults must communicate with children and teach them the difference between safe, good touches and those that are unacceptable.
Well, I think we need to be a little bit more cognizant of exactly what is happening, not to invade families, etc., but to make it easier for children, for example, because children are petrified to pimp on their relatives or their father or their mother. But in the school, we need to teach them a little bit more adequately that their bodies are sacred and they're never to be touched in an inappropriate manner by a parent or by a relative or by any stranger. And once they know that, then they will grow up, and as they reach the age of maturity or sexual attraction and so forth, they will know what is not a comfortable touch or a loving touch, and they'll know what is an abusive or sexual overture. We must instruct our families and mothers in particular that if something is happening to your child, particularly the girl children, you have a moral obligation and also a legal obligation to present that information to the powers that be so that it can be dealt with. We cannot tolerate that.
Darville is calling for the immediate implementation of a sex offenders list in the country.
It's amazing how callously these particular matters are being handled even in the court system. And I think it gives people carte blanche to continue to do the despicable acts that they're doing against vulnerable children, be they boys or girls. And this thing about the register, that is really a puzzling situation. We have the alert now going on, even though it's still not activated. And I call upon the department and the government now, which is dealing with children, to make sure that these alerts are put out there. And maybe if a alert had gone out with respect to that individual and what was happening probably to other children, that child may have been saved. And so the register of offenders, that must be done.
In other news, the Member of Parliament for Central and South Abaco reporting the state of the surrounding Keys during his contribution in Parliament. Tonight, he shares how plans are underway to revitalize air and sea arrivals to propel growth in the North Abaco market. Shashina Rowe-Farquharson reports.
The Member of Parliament for Central and South Abaco, John Pinder, says the Keys account for most of Abaco's economy, as many Abaconians are employed there. But the neglect from the previous administration has hindered progression.
Hopetown is a good example of this. The public docks, the government clinic, the government library, the public bathrooms, and the government school were all rebuilt with non-profit funds. The private community came to our aid and helped clean and rebuild as much as possible. Although we are still missing a public dock in the south, and importantly, the iconic government building that housed the post office, the police, and the district council that services the previously stated Keys, the tourism is rebounding quickly with very high demand.
He says immediate restrictions for aid after Hurricane Dorian and the bureaucracy has been a true challenge. He said it is vital that a true disaster plan of action is created.
I'm reminded of Proverbs 3:27. Do not withhold good from those whom it is due when it is in your power to act. It was many weeks before any food or water arrived from the previous government. With the help from our foreign friends and southern Bahamian islands like Spanish Wells, we would have had many more lives lost.
Abaco is also the boating capital of the Bahamas, and he says that industry is coming back.
Experience into an easy and seamless process. The less time spent entering and exiting our waters directly correlates to the more time visiting our shops and restaurants and more spending in our economy.
When it comes to stopover visitors by air or sea, he says that they are working to maintain the sector.
The boutique tourism model is proven in the Family Islands, and demand is there to expand. Foreign investment projects are needed now. However, I encourage Bahamians to bring forth your ideas. We will help make them realities. There are many projects on the table for Central and South Abaco. The goal is to be business-friendly and, most importantly, Bahamian-centric.
Pinder is confident that this government will bring Abaco back from what he described as the ashes, as he expressed optimism for his constituency. Shashina Rowe-Farquharson, ZNS Network News.
Also making his inaugural contribution in the House of Assembly since the September 16th general election, Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, Kwesi Thompson. Thompson thanking the Minister of Works and Minister of State with responsibility for the Disaster Reconstruction Authority for their recent visits to Grand Bahama. However, he adds that he will hold this government's feet to the fire and keep them accountable to the promises they made to the Bahamian people.
Madam Speaker, we still need the school in East Grand Bahama. So we need you to fix it. We still need the seawall in High Rock. So we need you to fix it. We still need the dock and the government buildings in Sweden Ski. We need you to fix it. We need the cemetery expansion in High Rock. We need you to fix it. There are still many people who have been approved for home repairs by the DRE, and I have spoken to, and I say in fairness, I have spoken to the minister, and the minister has said that he is going to address it, and so I am supporting you in your commitment to fix it. And I am requesting, when the government does their assessment, to give a timeline in terms of when they will resume the continuation of those repair and that repair program.
Thompson adding that he is committed to working with this Davis administration to achieve the goals set out for the betterment of the country.
We will work with the government to achieve these goals because it is important for all of our constituents that this work is done. It is not enough for us just to stand up and say, fix it. But it is also incumbent upon us to do what we can to assist in ensuring that it actually gets done. And that's a commitment that I believe all of us on this side would make. But, Madam Speaker, our people have very little patience for a honeymoon period. They want action, and they want relief, and they want it now. So the government must act, and they must act now.
The United States' new international travel policy takes effect today, November 8th. The policy allows fully vaccinated non-American citizens, non-immigrant travelers to enter the United States by air, crossing borders via land and ferry. According to the CDC, people are considered fully vaccinated 2 weeks after their final injection. Foreign national children younger than 18 years of age arriving by air are exempt from the vaccination requirements, provided they are traveling with a fully vaccinated adult. Testing is still required for all air travelers. Stay with us. The Northern Edition continues right after this.
On down.
Come on down. Now.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Best rate, no debate. Best rate, no debate.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast, with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no debate. Best rate, no debate.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Attention, all building contractors and home owners. Conant Bahamas, your competent home improvement store, now has in stock kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, porcelain tiles, vinyl and laminated flooring, PVC windows, and so much more. Visit any one of our 4 locations today: Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, or Eleuthera, where we are committed to offering excellent customer service. You dream it, we design it, we deliver it.
We planned for where we are today. A strong company, a powerful network, built by the people, for the people, because we believed in best, because we lived for the moments, and we delivered. You know what we were. Now, you get to see who we are. We are alive.
GBPA's Deck the Circles competition is back. The prizes are bigger and better than ever. Winners can receive up to $8,000 in cash. All participants are asked to apply on or before Friday, November 12th. The space is limited and circles are available on a first-come, first-served basis. For more information, call 350-9000. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. In news from the crime beat, 2 men hauled before the court on Friday in connection with that vicious attack on an elderly woman by 3 aggressive pit bulls. Zion Douglas and Jawise Watkins, both of Sunset Subdivision, appeared before Magistrate Charlton Smith on the following charges: permitting a ferocious dog at large, causing harm by negligence, and having an unlicensed dog. Zion Douglas pled guilty to all charges and was fined $2,680, $500 to go to the victim. Jawise Watkins pled not guilty and was granted bail in the amount of $2,000 with one shorter. The case was adjourned to January 25th of next year. The pit bulls were handed over to animal control. Now reports say the victim in the case, an elderly woman, sustained serious injuries and had to undergo extensive surgery. The aggressive dogs were euthanized with the help of the Grand Bahama Humane Society. Now, that vicious pit bull attack on the elderly woman is once again raising concerns about aggressive dogs roaming the streets and the responsibility of dog owners in keeping the public safe. Harris Press Liaison Officer, Assistant Superintendent of Police Stephen Roll on the matter.
It's an offense to have a ferocious dog to be at large. The owners of these dogs are to ensure that the animals are controlled and licensed. The Animal Protection and Control Act 2010, Section 6, subsection 2, states that dog owners must license any dog above the age of 3 months. Failure to do so is an offense. Section 136 of the Penal Code, Chapter 84, clearly states that whoever suffers to be at large any unmuzzled ferocious dog or sets or urges any animal to attack, worry, or put in fear any person or animal shall be liable to a fine of $100 or a prison term of 20 days. Further, a magistrate can also order that the dog owner pay compensation to the victim for any attack or injuries. So I want again to urge dog owners, please control your dogs before they become a nuisance to the general public.
That's a check on stories making news. Our J. Philippe has your check on Monday Evening Sports.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. It was a jam-packed weekend for a number of athletes from Grand Bahama. Let's take a look. From the NBA, Buddy Hield and his Sacramento Kings lost to the Indiana Pacers 91-94 in a low-scoring affair, but it was this shot that went viral across the association, with Buddy Hield connecting on a half-court shot on a spin move to end the first quarter off a turnover from the Pacers. Hield finished the game with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. Switching gears now in pro basketball, overseas standout national team player Travis Munnings is currently in Lisbon, Portugal, playing for SL Benfica in their last game. His team defeated Den Bosch 78-76 in a close one. Up next on the schedule is a showdown versus Académie de Coimbra. Now on the college scene, senior combo guard Elgin Martinborough and his Evangel University squad got the win in blowout fashion against Harris Stowe College to improve to 2-1 on the season. Martinborough scored 7 points and grabbed 2 rebounds in 26 minutes of action. Also, a pair of teammates in Bradley Lightburn and Joshua Dames had an impressive debut to the season in an 87-65 win for Kansas Community College over Southwestern Community College. Lightburn scored 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals, while guard Joshua Dames chipped in with 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 steals. Now from the basketball court to the softball diamond, young Labria Sands continuing to turn heads on the softball field abroad. Her CF Stars 12 and under team picked up 2 wins in Alabama on the weekend against Kentucky Chrome and Southern Force Hewitt. Sands struck out 7 batters in a 3-2 victory over Southern Force in 4 innings pitch, allowing just 1 hit and 2 runs in the contest. On the offensive end, she also drove in 1 run on this base hit into center field. Now Sands is a promising player considered to be one of the best in the country in her age group. And that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Elevate your fiber home internet and unlock an unlimited mobile experience.
Come on down to World's Wholesale on Queens Highway in the Bamboo East Complex, opposite Yeager Funeral Home, where we sell the highest quality hurricane impact windows, doors, metal roofs, and hurricane shutters at the best prices you can find. Visit our store Monday to Friday from the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. to see the quality of our products. Contact us today for a free estimate.
The past is what drives us, but it is no more. In it, we learn valuable lessons about where we came from. The future is what we aspire to, but it is yet to be written. Thinking about it allows us to plan for a better tomorrow. The present is the only thing we possess right now. It is the moment when we rise to the occasion, so that we stand in the beauty and wonder of who we are, where our strength really matters, because our resilience speaks for itself. We plan for where we are today, a strong company, a powerful network, built by the people, for the people, because we believed in best, because we lived for the moments, and we delivered. You know what we were, and now you get to see who we are. We are alive.
Are you tired, overweight, having trouble sticking to your health and fitness goals? Well, look no further. The Fitness Connection has teamed up with ZNS to bring you Health Bites. This and every Thursday, tune in, and we'll make sure you get on track and stay on track with your health and fitness goals. Tune in.
Best rate, no debate. Best rate, no debate.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast, with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no debate. Best rate, no debate.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Bad little lady, you should be driving me crazy when she licking her lips and moving them hips like come here, baby. I wanna take her down now.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 F.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Armando Russell, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We thank you so much for your continued support. And that's going to do it for us here in the North, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Megan Shepard. Have a wonderful evening.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, a youngster's tragic death sparking distress, shock, and outrage. Reported questionable decisions of the former Attorney General, a more definitive timeline for public schools reopening, and 150-plus immigration officers elevated. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Superfast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Not every crime has the same impact, but the homicide of a child is one that touches a nerve and sets off reactions of anger, disgust, and sadness. Such was the case this weekend when a 4-year-old became the subject of a homicide investigation. Today, the Prime Minister addressed the unfortunate crime, vowing to do all in his power to prevent crimes against children. Here's Keishla Adderley.
The most profound feelings of disbelief, revulsion, and profound sadness.
They're sentiments that were felt nationwide at news that a little girl, identified by family as, became the victim of a vicious assault that ended her life. The Prime Minister appealed to right-thinking people today to counter the evil among us.
It goes far beyond what our laws can achieve and to the very idea of who we are. There are those in every society whose transgressions defy comprehension. Our job is to do what is necessary to prevent it.
Social Services State Minister, the Honorable Lisa Ramming, says she went to the site hoping to speak with the mother, only to find out that she was speaking with police. She's calling for calm and resolve as the investigation gets underway.
I know that the wider public is in an outrage and they're angry and they want revenge. You know what I'm saying to the wider public? That's not the answer. The answer is for us to put on our thinking caps and to put preventative measures for this, something like this, not to happen again to any other child. Now, Social Services has the Child Protection Unit that is responsible for matters like this, and that is located on Robinson Road at our center, and it is a clarion call to all residents. Let's not wait until something happens and then say that I should have and I could have and I would have. There are measures that you can take if you feel like a child or somebody is being abused. Call our Child Protection Unit, call our emergency hotline, call the police, even if you don't want to be involved. You can be anonymous.
These unfortunate events also come as Social Services looks to impose additional measures to protect the most vulnerable children. Minister Ramming explains what's been done since an escape from a local children's home.
Our department is putting in a paradigm measure so that we can track those who are a ward of the state to be monitored in the various schools that they're in by putting in social workers to work within the various schools who would be able to monitor those children.
Police confirm that 2 persons, a man and a woman, remain in custody tonight in connection with the case. While there are no words to comfort the family, the Prime Minister gave this assurance.
I've spoken to the family, and I have assured them that we will do all in our power to ensure that our little darlings are not harmed in this way again.
Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Well, truth is, it is unfortunate that it took little Bella's death to spark public condemnation and renewed focus on child abuse and child protection. The view of the office of the spouse of the Prime Minister, led by Mrs. Anne-Marie Davis, who in extending condolences to Bella's family, made a commitment to work closely with the government, local NGOs and CARICOM counterparts to bring sustained public awareness and policy and legislative proposals aimed at offering greater protection to the most vulnerable. She too admonished Bahamians to be agents of change by lending their voices of outrage, intolerance and advocacy in support of children and the vulnerable. Well, several parliamentarians also speaking out following little Bella's death, among them Minister of State for Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, a mother of 3 girls. The minister, via her Facebook page, says, as a woman, mother, and concerned citizen, it brings me great pain to learn of the alleged deadly assault on a 4-year-old girl here in New Providence. In a tweet on Sunday, Minister of Transport and Housing, the Honorable Jo Beth Colby Davis, said, as a mother of a young girl, I am deeply saddened by the news of a 4-year-old girl that resulted in her succumbing to her injuries. No less disturbed by the incidents in Barnabas MP Shannon Don Cartwright, who in a brief release called for the full weight of the law and a swift justice to be brought on the person responsible for the heinous and horrific act of an innocent, vulnerable child. Meantime, Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister, Latrey Ramming, also speaking out, charging that the country must do more to protect our children. Well, as investigations continue into the incident, a neighbor shared with our news team the extent to which such a crime has gripped that community.
In major subdivision here, we are a closely knitted family oriented around here. Never in my lifetime have we ever had any tragedies like this before. So, you know, it's a sad day for us here in major subdivision.
Maxine Lord's house sits just across from where young Bella lived with her family.
She was quite jolly and it was a sweet little thing. And she said, Mama, do you have any juice or any apple and a biscuit? So I said, no, I don't have none of that, baby. But I have some soda biscuits and I gave her 2. And I said, now you sit down and eat it. But then at the time she said, now I don't want to go. I want to stay with you. She was a pleasant little girl to me, you know.
Well, this evening we're also hearing from President of Women United, Podesta Moore, who offered up this advice to parents.
Don't trust anyone with your little children. It's very hard. Even in the daycare center sometimes, you have to make sure that the people that you're leaving your children with are trustworthy. And, you know, we have people walking around the streets all day with mental health issues. Do an assessment. Get to know who these people are.
Well, we cross over now to news from Parliament. It's there that the reported anomalies and questionable decisions of the former Attorney General brought to light as debate on the speech from the throne opened in the upper chamber this morning, with the government's top attorney charging that there's a lot to be fixed. The dollars and cents of the political prosecutions of former Progressive Liberal Party parliamentarians Shane Gibson and Frank Smith laid bare in the upper chamber this afternoon. Armed with the figures, Attorney General Senator the Honourable Ryan Pinder disclosed that between November 2017 and August 2021, the AG's office spent some $3.4 million in legal fees with 2 primary foreign firms in the United States and the United Kingdom. But it's this that Pinder says he found alarming.
Is the amount of funds expended on the failed political prosecutions. The former Attorney General spent $807,755.87 of the Bahamian taxpayer dollars with foreign lawyers on the prosecution of Shane Gibson, and $290,903 on the prosecution of Frank Smith. 2 political prosecutions that failed. Added together, Madam Speaker, the former government spent approximately $1.1 million on failed political prosecutions. This is an astonishing 32% of all of the fees paid to the government's primary foreign law firms over a 4-year period on all matters in the country. 32%. Unconscionable.
Messrs. Gibson and Smith were eventually acquitted of their respective charges. Not letting it rest there, though, the Attorney General went further to reveal the decisions taken by his predecessor regarding the controversial hiring of the non-Bahamian senior lawyers within the Department of Public Prosecutions.
I have no brief against them personally. There's nothing to indicate that they are bad persons or that they are not qualified attorneys in their home jurisdiction. The mischief, Madam President, lies in the decision that there are no Bahamians qualified to be senior prosecutors in the Department of Public Prosecutions. That's despite the director being Bahamian and scores of senior and qualified Bahamian lawyers who have gone through the Department of Public Prosecutions and who are currently either at the department or at the Office of the Attorney General. In fact, many of the justices currently sitting have experience as being prosecutors in the Department of Public Prosecutions.
As Pinder called it, such mischief went beyond this. He openly accused the former Attorney General of extending the lawyers' contracts a few months ago for another 2 years. And this despite knowing the lawyers were unable to be called to the Bahamian bar and that their actions were subject to judicial review.
I, as the sitting Attorney General, have requested of the Judicial and Legal Services Commission to terminate these contracts. Again, not because I have a brief against the individuals and their competency in their home jurisdiction, but because of the circumstances, the Bahamian people are not getting value for dollar. I have also embarked, Madam President, on a reorganization exercise of the Department of Public Prosecutions, where qualified Bahamian prosecutors will be elevated throughout the department to be able to more effectively prosecute trials.
Well, meantime, there's a long-held sentiment that how justice is meted out depends on the socio-economic background of the accused. But proposed changes to the law would ensure that even those at the top of the totem pole are held accountable.
Our anti-corruption legislation will enforce higher standards of conduct for public officials. Senior officials will be called on to lead by example. This idea that there are different rules for the political class and the common man must be done away with. Under this administration, procurement policies will be more transparent and more efficient, ensuring that all government engagements and purchases are done in accordance with the highest standards. This may not be the highest profile or exciting policy issue, Madam President, but it is very important that we put an end to inconsistent discretionary procurement procedures. Fairness must be the order of.
Well, zooming in on his own portfolio, Minister of Economic Affairs, the Honourable Michael Halkitis, who led off debate on the speech from the throne, forewarned that it would be a mistake for the Bahamas to continue on with the economic and revenue models of the past.
What we need more than ever are big paradigm-shifting ideas. For our administration, this means delivering a more diverse economy through investments in technology, renewable energy, sustainable tourism, and the blue, green, and orange economies. It means ensuring access to emerging opportunities within these growing sectors as an essential step to moving this country forward along a path of growth and progress. The government will do its part in spurring innovation. In financial services, we are broadcasting to the world that we are a safe harbor for financial services and investments.
Meantime, the Prime Minister's address to COP26 Climate Change Summit in Glasgow, Scotland, not only scoring high marks on the international scene, it's also drawn praise from a Free National Movement politician. Leader of opposition business in the Senate, Senator Darren Henfield, lauded Prime Minister Davis's speech as a compelling intervention, adding that he was particularly pleased when the Prime Minister cited a recent study that found that the Bahamas has the cleanest air in the world. Referencing the Prime Minister's recent comments on oil exploration, Henfield made this argument.
I only wished, however, that the Prime Minister could have unequivocally and emphatically stated that his government would never allow our seas to be exposed to the potential destructive risks associated with oil exploration. You just can't talk about green climate funding, renewable energy, and then go prospecting for crude oil. You can't do that.
And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super-fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Ever since eating at KFC, Mark became the new savings icon. Get a KFC meal deal with 2 pieces of tender, juicy chicken, golden brown fries, a biscuit, and a soda for only $6.90 including VAT, and save like an expert at KFC. WhatsApp HI to 557-3663. KFC Nassau. So good.
With BOV. Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Do you want to travel this holiday season? Don't want to miss out on those blockbuster deals? Well, have you gotten your COVID-19 vaccine yet? Time is running out to travel for the holidays, and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine may be just what you need. It's one and done. Just 1 jab of this vaccine, and 2 weeks later, you're fully vaccinated and ready to shop. Protect yourself and your loved ones this holiday season. Schedule your vaccine appointment now.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Immigration officers received their promotional letters and badges indicating new ranks today as Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis made good on a promise to carry out promotions long overdue. Keishla Adderley has more.
Immigration officers are moving up the ranks. Today, more than 150 of them got the stripes they've awaited for years.
As many of you are aware, these promotions were long overdue. When my administration came into power, we met requests for promotions that were sitting on the minister's desk for at least 4 years. That was simply unacceptable. Our teams went to work from day one to clear this backlog and get our immigration officers these well-deserved promotions.
The promotion exercise was a nationwide one. 93 promotions in New Providence, 36 in Grand Bahama, 6 in Abaco, 3 in Exuma, 3 in Eleuthera, 7 in Bimini, 1 in Andros, and 3 in Inagua. The Prime Minister says the officers' dedication to duty and recent record performance should not be overlooked. This as he referred to the recent processing of more than 1,000 migrants in Inagua.
Our immigration officers stepped up to the call of duty and facilitated repatriation exercises for over 1,000 Haitian migrants in record time. This, I'm advised, represented the largest number of migrants to be repatriated in a single month. The officers overseeing this operation deserve to be commended.
Today's promotions included 2 40-year veterans of the Immigration Service. As a general note, the Prime Minister spoke to a more efficient promotion system across the public service.
Ensuring that people who have earned their promotions, gratuities, overtime payments, and increments receive their just due. We know that you have responsibilities and obligations to yourselves and your families that you must take care of. And so to delay these processes impacts your ability to meet your obligations and plan for the future. That is why this administration has prioritized moving promotional processes along through the system, paying civil servants monies owed and reintroducing annual increments so that salaries can keep pace with the cost of living.
As immigration officers receive their promotions, National Security Minister the Honorable Wayne Munro has indicated that police officers will follow suit before year's end. Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
A date is set, well, a tentative one at least, as the Ministry of Education announces its plans to resume some in-person instruction come early next year. Here's Antoinette Smith.
Empty classrooms and deserted school halls now set to be occupied, as students and parents eager for their children to resume some kind of face-to-face instruction can expect to do so the second week in January of 2022. The announcement made by Minister of Education, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, as her ministry charts the way forward.
We will consult with all stakeholders, parents through the PTAs, administrators, teachers, support staff through their union representatives, on the procedures and policies for schools reopening as mandated by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, which we expect to be hybrid in the first instance, gradually leading, we hope, to full face-to-face.
But the news comes as some 13 schools across New Providence and Abaco undergo a series of structural, electrical, and building repairs. The pace of work, ranging minor to major, set to a tune of some $20 million, falling short of the January 2022 target date.
The ministry is devising alternate plans to ensure that we facilitate face-to-face for these students, and that these children will also be in school. And I want to repeat that. These children will also be in face-to-face instruction.
When face-to-face resumes, schools nationwide will also undergo a series of intense remediation efforts. This designed to ensure no student falls through the cracks.
There has been tremendous disruptions in our children's education, and significant gaps in learning have occurred. The effect of this is serious and can be long-lasting. We in the Bahamas will do all that we can to counter the negative effects of this experience on our children.
Now, come January, schools nationwide will again adopt the hybrid model of learning, save for some islands, where, based on advice from health officials, students will be able to attend in-person classes. Antoinette Smith, ZNS Network News.
Bahamians heading to the United States will now have to be fully vaccinated to enter that country. That new travel policy took effect today as the U.S. lifted its ban on international travel from a number of countries. We talked to the U.S. Embassy's Public Affairs Officer, Daniel Durazzo.
Starting today, all non-immigrant foreign national travelers must present proof of COVID-19 vaccination to their airline before they board a flight to enter the United States. And these same travelers must also still present a negative COVID-19 test that was taken within 3 days of travel. And that can be an antigen, a rapid antigen test. Now, one key piece of this is that just like with the testing requirements so far, it is the airline personnel at check-in and at the gate who will be checking documents and enforcing this new requirement. So my recommendation to all travelers is before they're going to travel, check with your airline, just like you have so far for the testing requirement. Check with your airline to make sure that you are going to have the documents that they need in order to verify your vaccination status and your testing status.
Good news in the case of the two Colombian women reported missing last week. Last seen on October 22nd, Yulet Pino and Viviana Marin have been found. And according to Police Press Liaison Officer ASP Audley Peters, they're both in good health.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, accompanied by the Honorable Clay Sweeting and Parliamentary Secretary John Pinder II, all traveled to Florida for the 2021 Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show.
As you know, Florida is an important market for us. Boating and yachting has been exceptionally good to our country, our tourism product. Even during the pandemic, it was almost recession-proof. We see a quick rebound, a resurgence, and we see yachting playing a major role in the tourism product of our country. We're naturally an archipelago of 700 islands. We like to say 365 in Exuma Keys alone. So therefore, yachting and boating is a critical element to our product. It brings people to our shores, the economic benefit. We're following it, we're studying it, and hopefully we will be able to look beyond the 43 million we receive in charter fees. We want to increase that, of course, but we want to look at all of the magnificent benefits to the economy as a result of boating and yachting, so that we can quantify it, so we can put more attention on it, and really bring this benefit to the Bahamian people. We're going to be building this industry more and more. Parliamentary Secretary Mr. Pinder is going to be charged really with developing the yachting and boating and marina business, and we have a lot more work to do. So we're on the right track. This boat show is phenomenal. It really kickstarts a lot of our thought about the vision and the opportunities and the potential we see in this sector. And hopefully, we will be back next year. And in this pavilion, we'll be rolling out some of the new things that we created between now and then.
To read more about the 2021 Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, visit tourismtoday.com. I'm Danielle Bodie, and this is Tourism Today.
ISL Bahamas is a software development company. We provide payroll software and services for over 500 companies. Using ISL Payroll, our clients are able to produce accurate and timely national insurance contribution statements for posting to their NIB accounts. The beauty in NIB's employer self-service portal is that our clients have the power to upload these statements directly into NIB's system, eliminating the manual process which results in delay in posting to our client's account. We are working hand in hand with NIB to ensure that our clients are registered for the ESS portal and know how to use it. I look forward to further technology, innovation, and progress from NIB. You should sign up today at ess@nib-bahamas.com.
Transfer money internationally now through the Cash and Go mobile wallet. It is easy and secure with no wait lines, as you can transfer funds at your convenience even from the comfort of your home. Send and receive money with no restrictive times, and use your debit or credit card if you want to go cashless at no additional cost. All transactions are saved in the mobile wallet, and there is 24/7 in-app support. Cash and Go's mobile wallet, now with international transfer. Easy, simple, safe, and secure.
BK Nassau and Pepsi want to bring you a fun day on us. Upgrade your favorite combo and get a chance to win great prizes like staycations at Atlantis or Baja Mar, powerboat adventure excursions, or a Blue Lagoon dolphin encounter. You can also win a relaxing day at Sandy Toes or a VIP movie experience at Fusion. Upgrade your combo at any of Burger King Nassau's 7 locations and enter to win online at bk242.com. Win fun days with Pepsi and Burger King, where taste is king.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
At BPL, we are champions of safety. We've developed a work culture that is committed to safety at all levels within our organization.
We're more than just co-workers. We're a family, and to safeguard ourselves from injury, we ensure that our junior employees receive on-the-job training from our veteran employees who are more familiar with our safety protocols.
At the completion of every assignment, our crews perform a routine inspection of our system. We then contact system control for the approval before restoring power to the affected areas. It's a shared responsibility for us. By following these simple but important safety protocols, we'll reach our goal of getting to zero on-the-job injuries and 0 lost time accidents. That's why at BPL, for us, it's think safe, work safe, home safe.
The poppy, an enduring symbol of the First World War, bringing to mind the ultimate sacrifice of all those who fought for freedom. Here at home, Chairman and Treasurer of the British Legion Bahamas branch, Adina Monroe-Charlo, believes it's important for Bahamians to honor and support local war veterans. And to do so, here's where you can pick up a 4-petal felted poppy.
Locally, due to the pandemic, we had an experiment done last year where we had standalone tables. And this is very successful. We have poppies at Solomon's Fresh Markets, Old Fort Bay, and Solomon's Fresh Markets in Yamacraw. We have Super Value, Cable Beach Shopping Center, Super Quality Markets, Sea Grapes Shopping Center. All of the Lowe's pharmacies, you can see poppies, prescription pharmacy, and of course, we have already distributed to all of our churches.
Well, it's well known that decades, HIV and AIDS have greatly impacted adult populations in the Bahamas. But in this report, our Crystal Darling tells us about the fight against the disease for children.
Those kids were walking through the rain coming to us. That's when I realized how important this was for them. They came in the rain, and it shows that they were getting something from the program that they wanted, because they wanted to be here.
It was the faces of children dying or fighting serious illnesses that moved officials of the National HIV and AIDS program to action. It's that action that led to the establishment of the Children's Outreach Initiative in 2000 to assist school-age kids either fighting the disease or whose caregivers were.
So it was a family, it was a safe place, it's some place that they wanted to be. It was strictly voluntary. Nobody was forced to come, and yet they came. And they came and they did their homework and they did assignments and they studied for the various national examinations. A lot of them connected to being positive or being in a household where somebody is positive. And also many of our kids came from low-income areas, so they had a lot of challenges, and we decided we had to arrange psychological, make psychological counseling available to them as well too. So it became, as you said, a very extensive program where we tried to meet all of the needs and the challenges of these kids.
Today, empty stacked chairs are pushed to the side of classrooms where children once sat for after-school tutoring. Fading messages of positivity and encouragement cling to the walls of spaces that now store donated goods to be distributed to families affected by HIV and AIDS. All telling signs of the program that, according to Bahamas AIDS Foundation President Camille Lady Barnett, came to a halt in the face of dwindling funds and the COVID-19 pandemic.
Because of lack of funding, we have not had a major fundraiser. Red Ribbon Ball was our signature event that we did every year in November and brought in at least 3/4 of the funds that we needed. We haven't had it, and we will not be doing it this year, and we're hoping that we can in 2022. So because we have not had that major fundraiser, we've had to release 12 persons, including the tutors, because we gave the tutors a stipend. We didn't give them very much, but was still, it still adds up. We had to release our cook, our janitor, our case aide who used to work along with our social worker. So we're down to a skeleton staff, trying to do the same things that we kind of did before, but with the skeleton staff.
But Barnett says despite financial challenges, they still keep in contact with children in their program, lending assistance wherever possible.
And you can see at the back of our room, we've got all these supplies, because once a week we provide supplementary groceries to them, as well as a hot meal. We get a hot meal from the Greek Orthodox Church. They have what they call the Lord's Kitchen, and they cook a hot meal every Friday, and they give us some of those meals, and we take them into the homes. We ensure that all our kids had laptops, so they've got the electronic devices they need to access their schoolwork. Some of them don't have the internet. That's also still a challenge as well too. So it is a challenge trying to support these kids in this era of COVID.
Those of you wishing to support or donate to the Bahamas AIDS Foundation can contact them via their website, Facebook, or Instagram pages. Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
Well, thanks, Crystal. As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Having a policy with Bahama Health is more than just health insurance. It's about feeling good knowing that your health and wellness is covered. It's about the confidence you feel knowing that your card is accepted by over 50 pharmacies and 400 local doctors. It's about peace of mind, knowing that when you travel, you have comprehensive coverage and our overseas partner is just a phone call away. It's about the security you feel, knowing that you're an important part of the family.
Join the family.
Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
public schools in New Providence have not yet returned to face-to-face instruction. Ministry officials are working to ensure that when that time comes, school campuses are ready for students' return. Minister of State for Education Zane Lightbourne recently toured schools that are undergoing extensive renovations.
The purpose of the tour is to have the stakeholders present, the project managers and contractors, to see the timing of the possibility of school opening and the extent to which work has been completed or is being done. We want to make sure that we are all in agreement with the relevant stakeholders, unions and others, to make sure that we can give the public, the students and the parents, a general idea of when we can expect them to be back in school.
And as for when face-to-face instruction resumes,
I would like to say that before this particular school year has ended, we would be able to make some of those determinations. I must say that it is incumbent on us to wait for health to determine that. And some schools will, in my estimation, have to open before others. We want to use that particular estimation properly, wisely, and then make alternative suggestions. Also, in cases where we don't see that happening at a physical structure, like this one, where the extension of the work may be beyond the timeline.
For Ed Talk, I'm Adama Williams.
Want to stay in the know? Subscribe. Text 819-BMOE. That's 819-2663. Remember to like and subscribe to our social media platforms.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Repairs underway for several public schools on Abaco. This includes upgrading the existing infrastructure of 3 schools in Sandy Point, Cooperstown, and Moores Island. A completion date for the project is set for sometime next year.
The repairs that are going on Abaco right now are minor repairs. I noticed that the minister listed James Pinder as one of the schools that can't open, but I think that school can open. This has some minor repairs going on. Now, ST Boodle has some more major work going on, which will prohibit that from opening. So probably by January, that school will be ready to open. Over in Moores Island, what we're doing there is actually be adding a preschool. So it's new construction to that school.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. Outside of our studios this evening, we have partly cloudy skies, temperature 77 degrees, a relative humidity at 60%. The winds are out of the north at 14 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,017.7 millibars. That's 30.06 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 72 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll Key at 72, Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 73 degrees. The Berry Island, 76, Alistown, Bimini, also 76 degrees, 77 in Harbor Island. Rockstown, Eleuthera, 78, Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, Orlandros, and Fresh Creek and Central Andrews, all at 76 degrees. In Otterstown, Ken Island, 77 San Salvador and Rum Key also at 77 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 79 in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 81. Ackland, St. Matthew, Tananagua, 81. The Turks and Caicos Islands at 82 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the Northwest and Central Islands, northerly winds 15 to 20 knots, wave heights choppy at 4 to 7 feet. So caution flags are up for the Northwest and Central Islands. High tide. That will take place at 10:36 tonight for the southeast bombers, a northerly flow at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, northeasterly winds, they fall off just a tad, 15 knots, wave heights 3 to 5 feet with a moderate chop in place. High tide 11:10 in the morning, low tide at 5:45 in the afternoon. In the central and southeastern islands on Tuesday, southeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots, which constitute caution flags, wave heights at 4 to 7 feet. And then on Wednesday, for all areas, you can anticipate an easterly component at 15 to 20 knots. Wave heights 4 to 7 feet, and hence that caution flag will be in place for the entire 700 islands of the Bahamas. Low tide will take place at 5:44 in the morning with a high tide at 12:12 in the afternoon. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Feel it bum 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 bum. Feel it bum. Feel it bum. Feel it bum 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 bum. Blessed shown by the stars above. What goes up must come down. Here's a man that is born of a woman, has about a short time to live.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
The past is what drives us, but it is no more. In it, we learn valuable lessons about where we came from. The future is what we aspire to, but it is yet to be written. Thinking about it allows us to plan for a better tomorrow. The present is the only thing we possess right now. It is the moment when we rise to the occasion, so that we stand in the beauty and wonder of who we are, where our strength really matters, because our resilience speaks for itself. We plan for where we are today, a strong company, a powerful network, built by the people, for the people, because we believed in best, because we lived for the moments, and we delivered. You know what we were, and now you get to see who we are. We are alive.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
COVID-19 attacked our personal and national psyche. We fought back. We adjusted our consciousness so that we could wrap our minds around the impossible and unbelievable things we were going through. But guess what? Nobody escaped. That means there was nobody who was too pretty, too cute, too important, too holy, or too rich to escape the mental trauma and battering of COVID-19. We can allow COVID-19 to destroy us or defeat us, or we can make a decision right now to act in a manner that supports wellness for ourselves and for the nation. So let's act to restore and sustain our personal sense of well-being and our national mental health status. We're all involved. It's that important.
Do you want to travel this holiday season? Don't want to miss out on those blockbuster deals? Well, have you gotten your COVID-19 vaccine yet? Time is running out to travel for the holidays, and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine may be just what you need. It's one and done. Just one jab of this vaccine, and 2 weeks later, you're fully vaccinated and ready to shop. Protect yourself and your loved ones this holiday season. Schedule your vaccine appointment now.
This portion of the news brought to you by Genuine Care, keeping you home while you're away. This is ZNS Total Sports.
Teachers, listen up as the Extra Yard for Teachers grant was launched today. It's an essay competition by the Bahamas College Football Playoff Foundation, which provides funds to honor teachers in the areas of resources, recognition, recruitment, and professional development.
It is indeed a pleasure to partner with the Bahamas College Football Playoff Foundation to recognize the molders and sculptors of the future. The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training will ask all interested teachers to write this essay, which is a 300-word essay on how they would use this $500 grant to enhance classroom instruction. Any certified teacher at any level would be eligible as instructed to participate, and we're excited about that. The Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training will select the top 20 teachers, and a $10,000 check will be presented to the Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin, our Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training Minister, at the halftime segment of the game on the 17th of December this year, 2021.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
We're ready with the newly remodeled reception area. We're ready with your safety as our top priority. We're ready with state-of-the-art equipment, cutting-edge technology, and an enhanced patient information platform with online access to your reports for your physician. At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we're ready to serve you. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call to make an appointment today.
Imagine what it would be like if there wasn't a referee. That's why we have a referee to make sure that we all play fair. As an independent regulator, IRCA has been working with consumers and service providers since 2009 to ensure that the regulated sectors are well managed and that everyone's interests are fairly represented. That way, we all get to play on an even playing field. IRCA, improving lives through effective utilities regulation.
Looking for super savings? Well, look no further than Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Healthy Choice Soups, 15-ounce, $1.99. Distinction UHT Milk, 1 liter, $1.79. Mott's Apple Juice, 1 gallon, $6.59. Cello Carrots, 2-pound bag, $1.99. Chicken Leg Quarters, 10-pound bag, 99 cents per pound. That's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Wait, that's you?
Girl, don't be calling my name in public like that. What you saying?
Hey, radio, why are you?
Come to get my car license.
Yeah, but you don't have the beard here?
No?
No, you could just go to My Gateway. My Gateway is a fast, easy, and secure way to access and pay all government services online.
So what you do?
I went to mygateway.gov.bs, registered with a government-issued ID, and bam, I was done. I scheduled an appointment, and in less than 20 minutes, I was straight.
Oh, shoot.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
PrEP is for people who are HIV negative and are at risk of contracting HIV.
When used properly, PrEP can provide a high level of protection against HIV, and it is even more effective when it is combined with condoms and other prevention methods. PrEP has been revolutionary for HIV prevention, but not enough people know about it. It is important to spread the word about PrEP and encourage people to have this conversation with their healthcare provider. For more information about PrEP, contact the Bahamas National AIDS Program at 242-604-9060. Get informed. Make the right choice for you.
Do you want to travel this holiday season? Don't want to miss out on those blockbuster deals? Well, have you gotten your COVID-19 vaccine yet? Time is running out to travel for the holidays, and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine may be just what you need. It's one and done. Just one jab of this vaccine, and 2 weeks later, you're fully vaccinated and ready to shop. Protect yourself and your loved ones this holiday season. Schedule your vaccine appointment now.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather in the tropics with 22 days remaining in the tropical cyclone season, we're looking at an area of low pressure some 400 miles to the east of the Carolinas. This one has a very slim chance of becoming a subtropical low, and that's around about a 10% chance of that happening over the next several days. Otherwise, frontal boundary now across the southeast Bahamas, and that will continue to move very slowly towards the south and east. High pressure remains in control of the weather behind us, but in the upper levels there's a little trophy in the northwest that's also sinking towards the south, and that could bring 1 or 2 sprinkles during the course of the night and tomorrow. Partly cloudy with a stray shower or 2 tonight, 72 degrees for your low, and tomorrow we're looking at partly sunny with a couple of showers looking around 82 degrees for your high temperature. And the extended weather forecast over the next 7 days, a few very brief passing showers tomorrow. Wednesday looks a lot better with lots of sunshine in the forecast. On Thursday, it seems as though things are going to cloud up a bit with some showers and even possibly an isolated thunderstorm. Thereafter, things should clear as we head into the weekend, and that should carry over into the early part of next week. Makishla.
Well, before we leave, we want to wish a happy belated birthday to Basil, and I heard it was a wonderful one. And with that closes out our Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. And as we celebrate our 44th year of television broadcasting, it feels great to be your home. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching, and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Hello, I'm Lorne Albury. Welcome to Ad Table Talk Unplugged. It's a show produced by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and the Technical and Vocational Training. It's here where we delve into issues of education, featuring key persons and stakeholders. With me is my co-host, Adama Williams.
Thank you, Vaughn. Before we get into our discussion for today, our Lisa Bullard is here with factoids to get our discussion engine started.
The 2020 school year in the Bahamas was met with the challenge of keeping students safe amidst the ongoing threat of the COVID-19 global pandemic. The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training's response to this threat was to launch a nationwide virtual learning platform. Curriculum officers established teams of teachers to develop content for the placement on the virtual learning platform, and an online student registration process was created. From August 30th to October 13th, 2021, 42